What's going on, Hawk Hill? We are broadcasting live from the Radio 1851 studio on St. Joseph's University campus and brought to you by the Courtside Broadcast Network. This is Chuck's Chat by Takesmiths for Takesmiths. And joining me today, Michael, Tony, Zacco.
How are we doing?
It's a great day.
It's a great day.
Great day to have a day. It started out a little rainy, but we're back. The sun's back. And then, first time ever,
making his debut.
A debut show. Connor, formerly known as Octavius, I guess. That's
correct.
Before I was talking to him, I was like, Connor, these opportunities come by once in a lifetime. All right? Some people see them, some people don't.
How
we doing,
Connor? How are we feeling?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. You're a long-time intern of the program.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, exactly.
Big intern on the couch over there.
Oh, yeah. He had huge help opening the windows there. Set up the YouTube channel.
Do your job,
not using the proper email, but
whatever.
Shameless plug, follow Chuck's Chat on YouTube for your weekly content.
Yeah, the first thing that I'll say, for those who don't know, last week we met with Marie, I want to say it's Wozniak. I really hope that's how you pronounce it. Met with her, and we more or less said we're getting credentialed to cover men's, women's basketball, and then kind of have free reign to do whatever.
Anything that has a formal press conference.
Yeah. So it's only those two that have. Right, that's what she only.
Yeah, they'll have a formal, I guess, pre and post. I guess some kind of media coverage. Yeah.
So we're gonna starting next year will be a lot more St. Joe's basketball. So I guess we kind of did a lot of that towards the end with Martelli getting fired, but we didn't really care enough to talk about it.
I
just
think
because we were a little disinterested in the program, and then I guess the whole Billy Lang thing really, I think that we will cover it the best of anyone on campus. So, just my
confidence is
humble
key.
Opinion.
Not biased.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Connor, one thing you learn about this business: confidence is key. Right?
It's a dog eat dog world.
No, but yeah, I think just we didn't have as much engagement with the program because of them not being as successful. But no matter what, next season we will be on top of men's and women's basketball.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Jill Bodensteiner taking my interview, we probably wouldn't progress in that direction to wanting to do. So, I definitely feel connected to the people around the program, which makes it easy to cover the team.
No, exactly.
I mean, you guys also broke a lot of news.
We did. We did break news.
Connor, yeah, we all did break news. You're part of this too, Connor.
I was on the couch. You guys are all breaking news.
You're still a part of this program.
There's no I in Chuck's Chat.
Fair enough.
So.
I had to think about that one. Jeff, I miss you. Just to poke at me.
Yeah, I wonder. Jeff's definitely not listening.
He might be.
I doubt it. Jeff, you're listening, call in. You have the number. So today, obviously last night, the NFL draft. We'll dive into that. Connor has some takes to fire off.
Oh,
that's good on the show. Have some takes. And we also will talk NBA playoffs. Sixers just finished off the Nets, and coming on later to the show, host of Sixer Saturdays, Rob Young. I did his show last night, which will come out on the Apple Podcast app soon, probably, I guess within the week. I don't know if he has a guy who does all that on time, or it might just...
Okay. Okay.
So, so that'll be up at some point. So I'll have him on the show. I scratch his back, you scratch mine type thing. We'll talk NBA playoffs with him. And then Chuck's Locks, of course, to close it out. This is our we have at least one more show. Might do two. We might do Thursday the 9th, but definitely next Friday the 2nd. We'll definitely be on. Jeff will probably be back.
Yeah, listeners, we know it's not the traditional Friday, but we're trying to get a show in before. We love you guys. We love everything you do in support of the show. Very appreciative of your viewership.
And as Jeff said earlier, this is the smallest show we've ever had. Average height-wise.
Okay.
We've never had a show this small.
I am taller than Connor. Connor is not.
That is incorrect.
How?
I'm 5'8". I am 5'8". You are 5'7".
I am not. You are not 5'8".
5'7".
Get out of here.
5'7".
All right.
No one can confirm or deny that.
Wait, we'll literally stand up right now. Should we do it? Let's check. All right, Chuck.
I'm the only one who would know.
All right. We're standing up with the mic.
But I can't tell with your hats.
All right. Well, we're gonna take them off. Who's taller? All right. hold on. Getting this mic up here. All right. Who's taller? Yep.
Zocco's taller.
Yep, Zocco is taller, and I am in fact 5'7", making Connor less than 5'7".
So Connor's 5'6" confirmed.
What are you wearing? Heels?
A little bit of an arch.
Lifts and shoes. So we'll get into the NFL draft. We'll start with the first pick. We're not running through all 32, but I know the first pick Zocco has an opinion on it. So we'll have to hear what he's got to say.
I just like Dwayne Haskins. I really did.
Fine. Yeah.
Like I think the Redskins got to steal the draft. I love his confidence and like I said, like the league messed up. I think he got interviewed after and said like, how do you feel about this? So I guess he's got a little chip on his shoulder, but I don't know. I just think too like Kyler Murray going to baseball like would have been really good for baseball. Just in general, I think it'd been really good for baseball. And he was a first round pick, and I get like his decision because he loves football, and you can't take that away from him. Mm-hmm. You can't. And you get paid immediately, first round pick. So his contract's gonna be nice, especially endorsements are gonna be beautiful. He probably wouldn't get the same endorsements if he didn't go into the NFL draft. So financially, I get it right away, short term, and it takes what, like 6 years to get money in baseball, even if you're a good player.
Yeah.
So I understand it financially. I don't know. I think I see also the health side of things of like just longevity, especially you have a career in the MLB. I think personally, just wouldn't have taken him that high. I don't know, just me. What do you feel?
I thought he was definitely worth the number one pick. I would have taken him, even with I loved Josh Rosen last year going into the draft, and think that he can still be a good player. He might get moved to the Dolphins tonight. But Kyler Murray, he's a gamer. He's kind of like Baker. You just throw him out there, he's going to make plays, and he's going to prove to be a great weapon. I have a lot of confidence in Cliff Kingsbury to make that offense roll in Arizona. He got his guy. So after 7 years of recruiting him, he's got Kyler Murray finally, and I think he's going to be a really dynamic player, and I think he made the 100% right decision to not play baseball because I get the argument of it's much more dangerous, CTE, concussions. He's playing at the safest position, got picked first, so he has the most guaranteed money, and it's really hard in the NFL to find a quarterback. So you see guys like Ryan Tannehill, Joe Flacco, he's elite, but Blake Bortles get these huge paydays because it's so hard to, because they're kind of more so, if they're average, mired in the middle of the draft. So it's like, we're not really like bad enough to get that next generation, to get Carson Wentz or Jared. That's why the Eagles traded up. Mm-hmm. They, Sam Bradford as well as we do. We know what the.
That was my first round pick.
He's
really good.
He has a good name, Bradbury. Oh, you mean the one that
the one we gave you for Sam Bradford?
Oh, he's doing really well. I love Derek Barnett.
Just to play devil's advocate now, so you say that he plays the safest position.
Yes.
I understand that in that aspect, but you look at the other side of things. Now it's like the bust or boom kind of concept. Like quarterbacks will take the most heat if they do not perform. Say if it's like a offensive lineman or like a cornerback. Say if they bust, it's not as, I guess, detrimental to them. And they're not as much as on a pedestal because the QB position is so important. And I think that's a factor that not a lot of people take into consideration. Well, this is a unique situation with him playing baseball, but like if he went to the MLB, like people would there'll be coverage on him, but it won't be as heavy. And like I think mentally, I think that ease. I'm speaking just based on my opinion and how I think I would feel if I was in that situation. Like maybe because I don't have like the money right in front of my face. It affects it, but like just from that standpoint, I don't know. I think I would have went baseball. Just I wouldn't want that much attention on me.
I feel like I would have gone baseball too. Just overall, if you're a better athlete in baseball, you're going to make a lot more money and you're going to be, I won't say safer, but because he's going to be in the safest position, but there's no real contact or real danger to him in baseball as compared to football where people are going to be trying to run at you and pin you to the ground.
As James Harrison told Ike Taylor, I want to say his name, who he was just on Pardon My Take. Ike Taylor, I want to say.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He was telling Ike Taylor's 6-year-old son to like take the man's soul out of him, like playing pee-wee football. So like that's the type of guys you're going up against there, trying to snatch your soul. And here's another thing where I think why. Well, he definitely knew that he was going to be a first round pick, or he wouldn't have made the move.
No doubt.
And the reason why then not going to baseball, like he's going to have to grind in the minor leagues, and like who's going to want to sit on a sweaty bus to go play for the Albuquerque Isotopes when you can be playing on Monday Night Football against the LA Chargers? Like there's the huge difference in lifestyle too. I think I would easily have done football.
Yeah.
But
The interesting thing to see is now, what do the Cardinals do with Rosen?
they're going
to trade him
probably today.
For what? Just second round picks?
So
no one's giving a first round. No one.
I
know before they tried to ask for a first round pick, but
there was a story Bleacher Report came out with today that said they're looking to move him to the Dolphins for like the 43rd pick or something. So a pick today, second round pick. So you're never going to get equal value.
There was an interesting statistic that they compared Jared Goff's rookie season with Josh Rosen's, and Josh Rosen outperformed him in every single, most statistics, important statistics that we value as fans, which is something to kind of ponder. I don't know. I just, like if he like, you could say this about every quarterback, but if he has a good offensive line, like he'll be like a very, very good quarterback. I'm not going to say great, but very good quarterback. So now it's up to the Dolphins if they make that decision.
Yeah, and you started off with it. I do love Dwayne Haskins too. And why did the Giants take Daniel Jones, Connor? Tell me.
That was just such a
Tell
mistake.
the world.
Oh my gosh, you had it in your lap and you just dropped it to 15th. You had Dwayne Haskins to take him. You draft Daniel Jones from Duke, some nobody, 0-star recruit. I don't know. They really just messed this one up. It's just ridiculous. I can't fathom as to why they did it.
When you're looking at the numbers, so his junior season, he had a 56.7% completion rating, and then last year it was up by 4% because he was throwing less balls. But like his pass rating was 131, which is phenomenal, like statistically. But I don't know. I just they had to have seen something, and then also if you look at
David Gettleman has been seeing something that no one else can see for like 5 years now. I don't even know, or 3 years. This is his third draft, I think.
So on the Wonderlic scores for QBs, he placed the third highest out of the quarterbacks at 37. The leaked scores.
Oh my gosh.
And then Kyler Murray had the worst score at 20, which
That's
is like
okay.
that's not that bad, but
Yeah, I am so glad that the Giants made that pick. It's just funny to look at now. They basically said, no, I don't want Sam Darnold because I want Daniel Jones instead and Saquon. But like, I don't think Saquon doesn't move the needle for making or missing the playoffs. They might win one more game.
running backs don't.
Yeah.
That's why they shouldn't have taken him and should have took Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and they could have gotten
long term.
In theory, Sam Darnold. Then what? You want to pick Josh Jacobs this draft? That's a way better.
Or Le'Veon Bell.
Or sign Lev Bell.
Like
yeah,
it could have been. They could have flip flop situations with the Jets.
Yeah, they somehow got rid of Odell Beckham Jr. and drafted Daniel Jones in the same offseason.
Very questionable. Very
with the
questionable.
sixth pick in the draft. And Gettleman was saying, I'm charging my phone or else I'd read the quotes. He was saying how, like, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, he could sit for 3 years like Aaron Rodgers. Like, he loves Eli Manning so much.
You know why? I just think this is just, I have no insider information. Yeah. Strictly business moves. Like, when you think about it, like, I don't even know who their backup was last year, but if Eli Manning's not playing.
It was Kyle Lauletta.
Was from Richmond?
So he might be. Let me check. So they have drafted the last 3 Senior Bowl MVPs. So we know what they're scouting. Yeah. We know that their scouting trend is pick everyone that he played at Richmond. Pick everyone who wins Senior Bowl MVP, and they're going to the Giants in the first round.
So just bear with me right now. Right. So football tries to market itself as a family sport.
Right.
They're trying to make it, I guess, less aggressive, less just, I guess, violent plays, making it safer, which is, I think, is a great thing. Mm-hmm. But would you rather see what's his face from Richmond starting quarterback, which might perform a little bit better than you? Let's just say like he does, theoretically. Those are all theoretically. Or would you rather have Eli Manning starting quarterback and a family who lives around the area is like, all right, let's go see Giants game. You're basically your kid or daughter, son or daughter could see a potential Hall of Famer. Like, I think it's strictly business. I think he's a marketable guy for the Giants still. Like, he's going to be one of the all-time great Giants. It's like with major success for the program. So I think it's just a strictly business move. I'm not as emotionally like, why is he doing it? I get it if that's the reason.
But you can do that and draft Dwayne Haskins instead of to back him up. Like you can still have, because I mean that's what they're going to do with Wentz originally. Have him sit and watch a little bit because he quote unquote wasn't ready. They did Doug Peterson's mind and then ended up trading Sam Bradford. The whole thing. Like you can still say, hey, Eli is still more ready. Dwayne, you're not ready yet. We're gonna have you sit behind Eli. You start 1-7, which they'll probably do, and then insert Haskins for the rest of the year.
I think they know that Haskins would be better, and everyone would be chanting for him to play. And that's why they don't want that inconsistency. They want consistency within the program. I mean, not the program, within the team. Like I think this is just a comfort pick. People understand, who is this? Now he has to sit, let Eli go. I think probably it's politics and money, that kind of issue. I think it's something that we just don't know. I think behind closed doors. Like, why? Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. It's just like, who's Duke play the best? Like, what team? Who's the best?
I mean, I don't really look into that much because, like, you can start making the argument, like, who does Carson Wentz play? And he almost won MVP. Like, it doesn't really, at the end of the day, if you can play, you can play. It doesn't really matter where. Like,
Khalil Mack played for Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, who's he rushing against up in the? I don't even know what conference they're in.
The Mac.
Yeah,
Mac.
Sure.
Against Ohio University.
Yeah. They're playing Miami.
They're good
Ohio.
though. Yeah.
So I guess moving along. Who do you guys have any? Obviously, are we all probably in agreement that the Redskins probably had the best first day?
Yeah.
Right.
Hands down.
Fell down to their lap.
And I think the Raiders secured that
Raiders?
pick. I think it was a little iffy at first, especially with the reach. Where was he from? Clemson.
Yeah.
No one projected. They projected him to go mid-round. But the Alabama running back kind of saved their first round a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna be a stud.
Yeah. I think he's pretty good too.
Yeah.
And then also the Redskins getting Sweat.
Yeah,
and I really wanted the Eagles to get Hollywood Brown
if
he went to day 2. But we got 2 picks today.
Hey, you never know. You never know what happens.
What do you think of the Andre trading up to get Andre Dillard?
I mean, it was definitely a safe pick. I respect that, but I'm not sure if we need to necessarily trade up for him. But I mean, if he's the guy, he's the guy. So.
Yeah,
I do like the pick.
It tells me a lot about where Jason Peters is at.
Yeah, he's definitely
where Vaitai is at. Yeah, and Jordan Mailata is at.
They're definitely at the tail end of their career, and he's going to come in and try and get the best experience out of what they've got left.
Yeah, Dillard's probably going to start like 8 games this year, just based off Jason Peters getting injured at some point.
You know what I like?
What do you like?
I like my Vikings pick.
You got a little center.
Good center.
Good center. You guys have had offensive line struggles recently, haven't you?
Majorly.
Yeah.
Even before before Cousins came last season.
I remember
Keenum was there.
Yeah.
So that's why Keenum was doing miracles. So I think this is after he has 2 more years left in his contract. So this is the season. They've made some offseason adjustments. They've lost some key players like Sendejo in basically in the defensive side of the ball. But it's just protecting the quarterback. Like, if Cousins has the time, I think he could perform. If not, my idea, Cousins can't perform. All right, last season, say trade. All right, just be careful. This is radical. Trade Thielen or trade Diggs. Move up in the draft. Kind of have a bad season. Get Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. I want him so badly.
He's awesome.
You really got to tank for that pick.
Yeah, you'd have to be 1-15.
Yeah,
to secure that. I love drafting offensive linemen in the first round because I feel like they just don't miss.
Yeah.
It's a lot like when you're younger. It's like, if you stay up that late, I wish I got a wide receiver or something. Like, offensive linemen are a lot like getting boxers for Christmas. And like when you get older, you just need more run blocking boxer briefs than you do when you're younger.
Love the analogy.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been working on that one today. I was like, what is this like? So that was big. Eagles still need give me a wide receiver. Give me some defensive backs, And I wouldn't mind another defensive lineman. You can never have too many of those.
Yeah.
Did you see they were they almost had to deal with the Dolphins to move up to 13?
I saw that. That would have been. I wouldn't mind that. That would have been made it a little interesting. But
Yeah, they would have gotten the other dude from Clemson. Clemson just has everyone in the draft, apparently.
outstanding.
Yeah. Them in Alabama. I don't know if you saw on Instagram the other day, Nick Saban has more first-round picks at Alabama than losses.
That's just outstanding.
Yeah, it's wild. So that's who are you looking at for the Vikings day 2? What else you guys need? What do you want?
We need a running back and still, I think, get another offensive lineman just to protect Case Keenum, Kirk Cousins. But we need a running back. McKinnon's gone. He was gone last season. And then, what's his name? Just left. We didn't re-sign him.
Murray?
Yeah. Latavius Murray left. So, kind of weak on that aspect. I kind of was looking for Le'Veon a little bit, even with too much money. So, yeah, we're looking for a running back. And I think you could still find great running backs round 2. I would never, like my philosophy, you know, from the start, never draft a running back first round. Wouldn't draft Zeke, wouldn't draft Saquon, just not worth the value.
Yeah. Well,
they win games.
The Zeke thing, I think, is a little different because if you remember, they went like 12-4. Then Romo got injured, so their record was weirdly terrible because Brandon Whedon had to start. So it was like, oh, we kind of have a complete team. All right, Zeke, here we go. And then obviously Romo got injured, so that year he didn't even play. Like, but they went 12-4. It's a little different, but I'm completely with you on the philosophy.
Like unless. Like you said, if a running back's going to complete the team, that's awesome. But usually teams that need a running back to complete them aren't in the top 10. Mm-hmm. So you're never going to get that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I think we'll find a good running back 2 through 4. Do not know any prospects. I trust the front office. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Does Mike Zimmer have personnel decision making? Do you know? I
think he does have a little bit. He's a really good defensive minded coach, but I don't know about. I don't think total control, but I think they'll probably ask him because they re-signed him. I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think after this season, depending on how it goes, if it goes really bad, then we have to ask some questions about him because the team's not bad. We're in that awkward phase, that awkward situation. It's like in the NBA. It's like you're a good team, but like you can't get better to like cross that bridge to like be in actual contention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even after, like, because the whole Case Keenum thing was basically luck. And last year was just
it was very lightning in the bottle.
Yeah. Like we overperformed. We exceeded expectations. That's why it was fine when we got killed by you guys. Like we weren't supposed to be there.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So
it was really a matchup of two teams that weren't supposed to be there because Nick Foles was written off.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of sports, though, isn't it? I'm getting all emotional talking about it.
I'm going to tear up here on Chuck's Chat. We make you laugh, we'll make you cry. Chuck's Chat. Should that be our new slogan? No more takes, miss. We'll make you laugh and cry. We're like Family Guy. So
Chuck's Chat, we're human.
We're human, just like you guys. So Josh Allen being picked at number 7 2 years in a row. Is there any more Josh Allens coming out in the next couple of years?
Let me throw it up in the
we
Google.
Need to check.
Josh Allen V3. I'd
yeah,
love to see that.
Every year Josh Allen needs to go 7 officially.
The Josh Allen spot from now on.
Yeah, dude, the Jags are going to be really, really good. Yeah. I'm really excited to watch Nikki Sixx throw the put the Jags. The Jags will be. I'm declaring it now. I've had a lot of bold predictions on this.
It's a bold
mainly the Lakers one, which I'm pretty sure went the opposite of what I said. I said they'd go like 17-2.
That was a really bold prediction.
I think they went 2-17.
Chuck, I looked in your eye when you made that pick, and you were so confident.
I was, yeah. I was very confident. It's just I don't think LeBron is as great as he used to be.
Oof.
Sheesh.
And I think the Lakers are the Lakers were also terrible.
It was like it's sad to see. I think he's gonna have, just plain guess, I think he probably will continue to have lingering injury issues because this is what happens. Like remember with Kobe and his Achilles, that like detrimental injury.
I mean he's getting older, so
exactly.
Yeah. He's gonna be 34,
and looks like no one wants to play with him.
Yeah, they're not going to get anyone in free agency. I wouldn't want to play there. They also still don't have a president or a coach. And you can't get the coach without getting the president first. Because then the coach will, whenever the president gets hired, will be like, oh, well, he has no attachment to me. He can kick me out the door at first moment he wants to.
Isn't it weird, like the legendary franchises of just consistency are the ones this past, I would say probably since like 2010s, like have been the most inconsistent.
Between like LA and New York.
Yeah. Well, the Knicks have been bad for it's probably the millennium, the 2000s.
They had a couple 51 seasons with Melo, but they never really. I don't even think they made a conference final. So
no. It's kind of weird to see this, like the big markets, and it hurts the sport. It really does. But you still have Boston being consistent.
Boston's like the 30th biggest city in the country. No, I know.
But in sports wise, media wise though, Philly's having prominent sports teams right now in every aspect besides, I would say hockey.
But
it's still, you guys are in a kind of a decent rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So there's promise.
We've been rebuilding since 1970.
Yeah, since we won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Too bad Kate Smith can't sing for us anymore since she was a great good luck charm.
Yeah.
She only helped us win 0 cups in 50 years. So LeBron is he'll turn 35 next year.
Sheesh.
And they don't have anyone playing with him.
There's
no one on that team. They got rid of Randall and D'Angelo Russell, who both would look tremendous next to LeBron.
You know who's one of the smartest players in this past decade?
Who?
Dwayne Wade. He knew and he understood his body, and he was like, I can't do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I guess you could say, like, just timing. Chris Bosh and LeBron James started, both in their primes, came down. And, like, he knew he couldn't be the number one guy when he's approaching, 30, 31, because he knew, and he tailored his body, and he made sure that there was a little more longevity in his career. I think very smart move. And I think, like, LeBron has been doing this his entire career, and he's trying to get now. He's like, now he thinks he's in the phase of doing it because he's always been dominant even in his early 30s, so he didn't have to, like, look for other players.
Yeah.
Well, he did a little bit with Cleveland, but I think he's at the point of, like, he needs other people to join him, but no one wants to because of this past year, and the situation is just...
I definitely, if I'm Kawhi Leonard, I'm not, I'll go to the Clippers. I'll play in the same building, use the same locker room. I'm not going to play for the Lakers.
And that makes me happy, though. Like the Clippers, like, they'll never reach the heights or, like, I guess the iconic brand of the Lakers, but, like, they're starting to be more of a respected team, like, within, you know what I mean?
It used to be a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. They're kind of like the Nets in a way. Like, they'll never be the Knicks.
Yeah.
But they can, it's cool that both of those teams were in the playoffs and the Knicks and Lakers weren't. I hate the New York Knicks, and I hate the Lakers a lot, too. I just like LeBron.
But the thing is, though, like, the Nets originated in New Jersey, so they had a kind of a little bit different fan base. Like the Clippers, like, I would love to, like, I want to ask someone from LA.
In San Diego.
Well, that too, but, like, I want to ask someone from LA, like, how do they develop, like, Clippers fan base? Unless, like, they're winning championships. Like, that's how, like, Golden State was irrelevant up until their recent success, and Steph Curry credit into that.
It's an interesting point with that because I was thinking about this with just all New York teams in general, and the only one where I really know a definitive answer to is the Giants were the only team in New York NFL wise, and like that was for all the upper class people in New York were the only people that could afford tickets, so they made the Jets with cheaper prices.
Actually,
so that got an entire different section of New York fans who were a little poorer, and they got a football team that they could go and watch. So
I did not know that.
That's pretty interesting.
Fun facts with Chuck.
The Jets, like, and it kind of makes sense if you really like take a step back. Like, wait, that makes a lot of sense because the Jets fans are way rowdier than the Giants fans are, and I think it has a lot to do with the different social class.
Really? Well, this is an interesting theory.
Yeah. I mean, although, like, it's way different now than when it started.
I didn't know
that now it's probably, like, everyone's kind of But
everyone's a lot of people are more attracted to the Giants just because of their success.
Yeah. And, they're New York's A team, per se. And the Jets are the B. But they'll be better for the next 10 years than the Giants are. So they'll take over.
It's just like the MLB is like the worst at doing this, but like every sport's very successful at, besides baseball, of gathering their stars and like they're very player centric leagues and like promoting them and having like youth kids, like even from like, I'll just take an example, like say like Florida, like have Odell Beckham jerseys at the time with the Giants because he's such an iconic player. Big player personality, big on social media, and that's the NFL promoting him, which is excellent in that aspect of like promoting players. I think that's like one of them and basketball are like the only sports that like I know people like love the Lakers here because of Kobe,
Mm-hmm.
like our generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like other generations, it was not as much with the Bulls with Michael Jordan, but something with Kobe. With our generation, like people loved the Lakers because of him, or they hated him.
Yep, I agree. Connor, anything? I feel like I'm not including you in the conversation.
Let's take a step back, Connor. How are you feeling mid-show?
I'm feeling great. There's a nice crosswind coming.
I'm not feeling
you're
it.
Probably feeling really good right now.
feeling great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
It's
so
hot,
sweaty.
guys. It's hot over here. Yeah, it's hot in this corner. We could have opened
Yeah.
the window too. So we're gonna go to a break. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit into the NBA playoffs and have Rob on at 4:35. And actually, yeah, that'll be right after the break. Rob will call in. We'll talk NBA playoffs, get into locks. That'll be the show for the rest of the day. Stay with us.
We're back.
That's it. We're back.
We are back,
We're back.
just like Texas.
Just like, oh yeah, hook 'em and Notre Dame.
Facts.
Facts.
Gosh,
That's what we should.
Yeah,
we
forgot
should.
about
We should
that.
have you on just to talk about Notre Dame
I'd
for
love
like an
to.
hour.
I would love to.
I forgot your bond about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know that though. Today in our sports marketing class, our professor said that they have no signage in the stadium. That's really interesting
Yeah.
to me. Is it like it's like a cool sight because you never see
No,
that,
there's like none in there. It's really nice.
even like within the concessions too. Nothing, or just in like I guess the main area of the field.
Within the main area of the field, there's like no signage whatsoever. There might be some in the concourse or whatever, but it is minimal signage at maximum. So it is great.
What about the big board? Do they have any advertisements on the board or no?
They might have like one or two
Really?
sponsors, but it's nothing crazy.
Is it still the old school scoreboard, or have they updated it?
I think they might have updated it.
Updated it. Yeah, I know the for a while the Cubs just updated theirs recently. That was cool. I'm glad the Green Monster still does all that.
Yeah,
It's cool.
it's iconic.
Yeah. So Rob should be calling in any second now. It is 4:34. He's probably gonna. It's right when it hits 4:30. A very punctual man.
Well, now I know my time's off, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You'll hear the phone ring.
Well, usually see the light flicker right here.
Okay. Yeah, that was gonna be my next thing because we did tell him to call in. Like, if you still remember how to answer the phone, because I don't.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna see a light pop up here. So basically we have a little dashboard, and there's a red light that's not on. Obviously, I think it lights up, or no, when I hit the button it lights up, but the yellow lights below the buttons light up when someone's calling, and I have to hit that button.
Very complex stuff.
Very complex stuff.
Yeah, so NBA playoffs. I guess we'll talk a little bit about the Sixers Nets. If you want to give, if you guys have any opinions on. First of all, the Nets is a stupid name for a team.
Very.
Like, imagine if someone was named the Brooklyn Rims. Like, that's stupid. Anyway, Connor, what are your thoughts on that? That was just a side thing.
Okay.
I love the series.
I'm not. It's just. Never mind. Continue.
I love the series. I think we played well, better team altogether, and we came out victorious. So I think there's just not much to say about that. Just all around better team.
I think. Oh, button's on.
Oh.
But before I hit the button,
Wait, hit the button first.
hit the button.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens. Hello.
Hello? Hello? No, nothing.
Let me hit this one.
Hello? Rob?
Hey, so boys, how you doing?
Oh,
How we doing?
got him.
Yeah.
Let me turn this up real quick.
I'm fantastic.
Rob, I miss you, man. How's Florence?
It's good. I come home in less than 2 weeks, so I'll see you probably right after I get back. I'm coming to see you that night, I think.
So 2 weeks? That's around when we finish too.
Oh, wait, will he be back for May 9th by chance?
That is the day I get back.
Oh, that's the day you get back because we were going to, Zaka turns 21 on the 6th. We were going to get a little Howl at the Moon action. We'd love the leader of Sixers Saturdays to come out.
My first ever adult beverage.
Yes.
Ooh, fellas, I'd love to, but my birthday's May 17th.
Ah. Oh,
Sheesh.
you're oh my God. Yeah. Crap.
In Italy, in
We
Italy though.
talked about that last night.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
right.
true.
You're right.
So we talked about that last night, John.
Yeah, since
No.
it won't actually get published now, yeah, gotcha.
In Italy though, you have a little glass of Il Vino at a little bar, just like it's no one's business.
Buddy, game one of the Mets series, I had it. That's you. I'll say that.
So Rob, we were talking last night about the NBA playoffs, obviously. So we're gonna kind of dive back into that. We'll get double content produced out of 1851,
Okay.
and I think the best thing that you said, and I love the enthusiasm and confidence in which you made the pick. You have the Rockets beating the Warriors in the second round,
Yes,
and
I do.
I would love to hear you analyze why you think that will happen.
The Warriors can barely guard Lou Williams, and I can't wait until they have to go up against Harden. And also, I think there's something about them that's just not the same. I was saying last night that I'm always the guy that's bet on it until it happens, like LeBron going to the finals and the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. You bet on them going until they don't do it. Like, I'd rather die on the hill of thinking they're going to get there and then not. Like, they're just one of those teams. But there's something about the Warriors this year that is, I just don't think they're clicking. I mean,
It's all about money,
could
Rob.
it be? I know. I think at the end, I think guys are checked out. I honestly think guys are checked out. You saw that video of Clay and KD. Like, I think KD is just kind of along for the ride. Like, you saw in Game 5, KD had 42 points. They didn't win.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. There's something about it that I thought before the playoffs that I thought the Rockets were going to play with a big chip on their shoulder, and I don't know. There's something about it. I just have a good feeling about the Rockets.
I think once KD leaves, I think we're going to see that original Golden State team, because I think Klay Thompson's going to resign, but we're going to see that original team just having fun playing basketball, and that's the confident
Yeah, I
team
agree.
that I have the most confidence in.
Yeah, I think KD, there's just all this stuff leading up to the offseason. I think Clay, really the only other place I could see Clay going would be the Lakers, because I think his dad's like one of the commentators, but or maybe he's their PA guy, but whatever it is, I think Clay's staying. I think KD's 1 foot already out the door.
And then what do you think about Cousins?
I don't know. Like, he's hurt. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't think they'll bring him back. I think he'll go somewhere else, but I hadn't even thought about him.
Like,
He's done for the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
if he's ready for next season, I think I bet you that potentially they could sign him for like veterans minimum if he wants to stay with
Yeah, I
Golden
think
State.
I think
if
they
he
just
wants
give him
to
the
do
same
that.
contract if he wants it. I don't know if they want it, though, honestly. I think they just kind of did it. Oh, no, sorry, continue.
No. So what I was the whole Cousins thing started because he thought that he could have gotten more money. So he's like, "Hey, I'll take less to win this ring, and then I'll ball out, and someone will pay me." And now that entire plan,
Yeah.
he played maybe 30, 40 games this year. Like, he didn't really play a lot.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
there's
less
an
than
injury
that.
history now.
Yeah, because he didn't come back. He came back in December. Never mind. He probably did play like 50 games.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's going to be making. I think the max he'll get is the same that he made this year, like that $5 million 1 year. Because I can't see anybody paying him.
And to go back to what you said about Michael Thompson, he does do a radio show in L.A., so there's the connection right there.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Klay Thompson's dad.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think odds are he stays
Yeah,
in Golden State.
yeah, I can see that too.
Like unless if he gets offered a max, that's really it. And I think the Lakers. I think it'd be smart for Clay not to be one of the. I think it'd be smart for him to kind of sit back and watch all the chips fall, because there might be one of those teams that strikes out on all the big name free agents and just wants to bring someone in, and they throw a max. Where if he signs with Golden State right away, I don't think he's going to get the money he wants, or at least could potentially get. And say the Knicks strike out on KD and Kyrie, which I don't know if they necessarily will strike out on both, but a team like them that's looking to sign that big star, someone's going to strike out and throw him the max, which I think he could potentially sign for. So I think for a business decision for him, I think he should just hold off and wait until a week after free agency starts just to see where the chips fall.
Yeah, and the Knicks are definitely the team that they've put all their eggs in the free agency basket after trading Kristaps at this point, and in getting RJ or John Moran or Zion. They will be the team to do that. James Dolan is probably the worst owner in sports.
Sheesh.
I mean,
He's up there.
So moving over to, there's a game tonight. There's a game tomorrow. So we'll start Denver Game 7. Does Denver have the guts to close it out against Greg Popovich?
This is one of my locks.
Ooh.
Should I spoil it?
Yeah, you can reveal it now. That's fine.
I'm taking San Antonio money line.
Ooh, I love it.
Denver, I picked San Antonio before the series. I didn't even think it'd go this far, to be honest. But, I don't. Denver's good. Denver, this upcoming offseason, really is just one piece away. If they have one guy that can come in and just be a scorer, like Jokic, I don't think wants to be their leading scorer, he averaged 19 a game this year.
Yeah, I don't know
Something
the number
about
off the
that.
top of my head, but he's definitely he likes to facilitate and he likes to just be the kind of all around guy.
Now I gotta ask you, Rob, who do you take coming out of that series? Though, so they say San Antonio's gonna win tonight.
No, it's game 7 tomorrow. So yeah, he's taking San Antonio.
So he's taking San Antonio. I thought it was 3-2 series. I was thinking about Clippers Golden State. But I'm sorry, too bad. My Blazers are probably gonna kill them.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
Dude, the Blazers are nice.
I thought the Thunder were going to win this series before. I thought they were going to win and then go to the conference finals, just because looking at that side of that small part of the bracket, if you're going to choose between OKC, Denver, Portland, and San Antonio, I think the most likely, at least going into this series, would be going into this round would have been the Thunder, but clearly that wasn't the case. And I think, like you said, Portland, I think, are going to make quick work of whoever they play next round.
Tony's takes. Ready? Get ready.
Right.
Bold. I don't know if you
Okay.
agree with me, but D. Lillard has been the most slept-on player in the NBA over the past 4 years.
Probably accurate.
Dude, like he robbed of 2 All-Star
Okay.
appearances, and even during those times he made, I believe it's 2016, he made second team All-NBA and didn't even make an All-Star appearance during that time. Like, they're nice. I don't know. Charles Barkley, he doubled down on them after game 2, I think, against the Thunder.
Really?
And I'm confident in Portland. It's going to be interesting to see because, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I can even see Portland giving the Warriors fits. I don't know. I think I agree with your thing. I do think they make it to the conference finals now of the 3 teams left. I definitely think they're the most likely to advance. And yet, Dame, I thought it was even disrespectful that there was a conversation between him and Russ this late. I thought he put that to bed a while ago.
Yeah, so going off of that, do you think Russell Westbrook, his legacy after these past, has it been written? Like, is there any way he can change the, hey, I'm going to load up on stats and then I just can't win without another guy on my team? Do you think there's any way any shot that he turns that legacy around?
I think he could, thinking just because, Harden had the reputation for so long as he can't defend, and then this year he comes out in his top 5 in steals. I think, really, but he needs to take a back seat and stop. Once he gets to, I think, a conference finals, if he gets to a conference finals or takes a step, as the number 1 player, or takes a step back and lets Paul George be the best player, which he is on that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then moving over to the East, so you're obviously, so for the people who don't know, Rob does a show Sixers Saturdays at Sixers Saturdays on Twitter, correct?
Yes,
At
2
Six-
X's in the middle.
Okay, yeah, at Sixers Saturdays with the 2 S's in the middle. One of the best Sixers Twitter accounts. I'm not just saying that because I like Rob. It is one of the best. Like you'll see him all over with different gifs and memes and videos that he'll create out here all over Sixers Twitter. We'll have to obviously talk about the Raptors series. I want you to give me why the Sixers will win in 6 and why the Raptors will win in 6. The different ways that the series could go and where the matchups that can be exploited that would lead to either of those 2 things happening.
I think for the Sixers to win in 6, I think it would take. You need Jimmy Butler to show up and you need Ben Simmons to play a lot better than he has against Kawhi. Kawhi has historically not – I mean, they haven't played too many games against each other, but the 3 times they played this year, Kawhi absolutely locked them up. Ben had 9 turnovers, I think, the last time they played. And Kawhi's made Ben Simmons a non-factor, which can't happen this series. And so really if Ben Simmons plays almost – he doesn't have to play as well as he did in the first round. I think this Raptors team, I really don't know what to expect matchup-wise just because we haven't played them with our new lineup. We played them before the Harris trade last, so we haven't played them since early February. So I think if Ben Simmons plays at even a little bit under the level he played at last round, and then really we just have to play. We can't have a player disappear. Basically, it's really going to be starters dominant this series. Neither team has a strong bench. But for the Sixers, they just need to exploit whatever matchup they have because at all times the Sixers should have a very favorable matchup, whether that's Embiid going against Gasol or someone else on the floor. The Sixers need to exploit whatever matchup they have and take advantage of it. And then for Toronto to win, if Kawhi can play the defense on Ben Simmons that he has in the past, and Kyle Lowry not disappear. If Kyle Lowry plays well and like he does in the regular season, which playoff Kyle Lowry doesn't have a good reputation, if Kyle Lowry plays just what regular season Kyle Lowry is, and they make Ben Simmons a non-factor, I think the Raptors will take this pretty easily.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely one of those series that I think it could be drastic one way or the other, just based on how at times these teams can be really inconsistent, and when they're at their peak, they look like they can win the Eastern Conference. So we have about 5 minutes left. We're going to move into the lock segment. Rob, if you want to start us off, obviously you already gave us the Spurs money lines. I'm guessing that's your big pick, but what else do you got? You can do one of your next ones.
Yeah, so Spurs money line, they're plus 220. Should I do the other two or just one?
Just one, and we'll kind of go around.
Golden State minus 10 tonight. I think Golden State's going to come out firing and kind of try to prove to everybody that there's nothing wrong with them. Because even being up 3-1, I think they were just kind of dilly-dallying around in that last game. But I think now that it's already a game 6, they're going to try and shut everybody up. And I think minus 10's I think that's very favorable if you're betting. I think they were minus 13.5 or something last night, but already down to minus 10. I guess everybody's high on the Clippers, but no, I think Golden State's going to really come on and try and prove something tonight.
Gotcha. So my first pick for this weekend, I'm going to take Milwaukee minus 8. I think they roll Boston in game 1. I think this will probably. I could see the Milwaukee winning in 5. I think they're going off what you said with the Warriors. How it just doesn't look like they're clicking. They don't really have it. Kind of looks the same way for Boston right now, and Milwaukee is probably the hottest team in the NBA currently. So I'll take Milwaukee minus 8 in game 1. It's their first second round game since what? Like they played Iverson that even? Yeah, it was probably since then, right?
Yeah, I think it was since we played them in 01.
Wow. Yeah. So whatever. Connor, you can go well. Zach is.
So I'm taking the Marlins money line plus 170.
Oh, that's negative.
I know it is. I don't like it, but the Phillies just can't beat the Marlins, so I gotta take it.
Jeff's texting me right now.
Zacco.
Wait, no. Skip real quick.
Skip. All right, no. Back to Rob then.
I had to set up something for our Gmail.
Gotcha. Yeah, Rob, you can make your last selection here.
I have Sixers plus 6 for tomorrow night. The Raptors have a history of losing the first round at home. Their first home game of the series. I think that I don't know. I think that's a safe bet. I might even say money line, honestly. As much as I'd like to, I think the safe pick is Sixers +6.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot there. Let's see. I have to make a.
All right, I got one.
You got one? All right.
Yeah, I got a future. Kentucky Derby action 2019.
Oh, God.
Goodness.
Oh, my
We
God.
can do. Wait. Is that,
Unbelievable.
when's that? Is that Sunday?
The 4th.
The 4th?
Yeah.
Oh, would you want to say it for next weekend? Next Friday?
I'll do a long shot right now. And then this is my preliminary. Say who's the best name right now? I like by my standards.
Ooh, I like that.
Plus 2,500.
I like looking up horse lineage and seeing like,
Really?
who came from like Secretariat or something.
Dude, they spend ridiculous amounts of money on horses, like some of these people.
Yeah. And then
There's the one trainer, whoever won the Triple Crown last year, his trainer, that guy makes so much. That's off the topic. Sorry.
yeah, no, I forget who it was. Well, it was
I read they did a thing on him.
yeah, I forget the name.
don't
That's
know.
gonna bug me now.
Oh, wait, from last year? Or was it 2 years?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm searching it
Or
up right
whatever.
now.
Whoever won.
American Pharaoh. Is that the recent one?
No,
That's it, yeah.
There's a more
Justify.
recent one. Oh, Justify.
2018. That's wild. When that
yeah.
happened, like, there was a 40-year gap, and then we
Yeah.
have 2 in 3 years.
Huge drought.
Wild.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So then another pick I'll go with I don't usually do NHL, but I will now. Tonight, Carolina Hurricanes +1.5 against the New York Islanders. The Islanders have had a week and a half off, I think, something like that. Carolina coming off an emotional Game 7 a couple nights ago. They're going to come out. I don't know if they'll win the game, but it'll be close. It'll be under the 1.5. They'll cover 1.5.
And plus that's at Barclays, not the Coliseum.
Ooh,
So
important note.
I like that. Yeah, and I think the rest of the Islanders games are at Barclays.
Do you want to discuss?
There's
Sucks,
only
but-
losers playing Barclays. That's what I learned this past week.
I could just, also, side note, I could feel Jeff just getting really mad through this text message show. Chuck, do you have your phone on you?
No, it's all
right.
Yeah,
Would you like to read this off? What he said? What his bet being placed is?
Someone please bet on NFL Week 1 for me all the way in New
NFL.
Jersey. My lock from the transit line is the Giants +7.5. Say it, you. I'm not reading it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wait.
Questionable.
This guy.
Week 1 odds, there's no way.
Yeah, if you go on Bovada, they're out already.
That's ridiculous. There's no Formula One lines for this weekend.
I'm looking them up. Now, if I knew that, you got to keep me on the line. We should have 6 minutes, excuse me.
Well, we like to get out
I gotta
because
look
like
at
there's
this.
people after us, so we don't like to
Yeah.
disrupt them. Yeah. Connor, you got
That's true.
another one?
I'm taking San Antonio +125.
Oh, another San Antonio money
Yeah.
liner.
I like that.
All right, nice.
Wait, it's +125? I saw 220 on ESPN. Either way,
Either way, yeah.
Or 225. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he meant 225.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Come on, Connor. The rookie moves.
Yeah,
We're sorry, Rob.
This is my first show.
Yeah. So that's. Anyone have any more picks? I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Eagles money line.
Eagles money line week 1.
Yeah.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
They're playing Dwayne Haskins if he starts week 1.
Jeff, come home.
All right. So Rob, thank you for coming on Sixer Saturdays at Sixer Saturdays. A lot of S's in there. There's 2 in the middle of the Sixer Saturdays.
That'll be up tonight.
And yeah, the show that we did last night will be up tonight. Any last words to the people,
2
Rob?
minutes cut. Thank Chuck for the random cut at the 49-minute mark.
yeah, that's a my bad for everyone. If you when you listen to Sixer Saturdays, I went a little off the rails.
No, you didn't go off the rails. I take full credit for that.
All right, thanks, Rob.
All right, thank you guys for having me.
Yep, of course.
See you, bud.
Yep.
All right, see you guys later. All right, see ya.
All right, so that was Rob, Sixer Saturdays. Great prep guy. Great St. Joe's prep guy. Jimmy, fan of the. I don't know how this thing works. All right, so that's all
you go. I
for
did it.
Chuck's Chat this week. We'll be back next week. We'll talk Triple Crown, I guess, or not Kentucky Derby. Same thing. It's all the same. We'll talk Kentucky Derby. We'll talk about how the Sixers are up 3-0 against Toronto Raptors heading into Sunday's Game 4 sweep.
We'll talk about how Connor's fired after this.
Yep.
And Jeff's back on the air. Back on the couch.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Ooh.
So,
Jeff, you hear that? He's going for your job.
and every bet that we made is going to hit because
Yep.
that's how it always works. So we will see you all May 2nd.